been in
7 years.
operation.
7
And so
years.
they're just gearing up, and I know they had when I had talked to them a couple years ago, and they wouldn't touch it while we were still under contract. But he wanted, come to they're in Massachusetts, come and see our organization, how we're doing things, blah, blah, blah. That's all right, not yet. And then he did the same thing with Joey, he said, come and see our operation, see what we're doing and how we're doing it, but.
Don't really want to go to Boston, so I have bad memories of Boston, so.
Where is it, Boston?
Yeah,
Boston.
That's the other outfit.
that's Phoenix Tailings.
Yeah.
Yeah, alternative aggregates is, what is that?
Exactly. Item number E, basically we had a second fire, on the General Air Manor Road, and I got a call from, Freya, from the prison, the fire from the prison, what the heck was his name? I got it here. I got it here. Adam Freya, and he said, hey, listen, we had a fire and we had basically a loss. He said nothing against you guys that there was a loss. He said, but we had a very hard time with some hydrants getting the 5-inch caps off, and he said, just give us a heads up that, can you look at those hydrants to make sure that there is a fire, that we get those caps off and hook up properly and not having to beat them with a sledgehammer. So let's not get it. We're gonna do what we can to make sure those hydrants are usable, and we'll see how that works. But I just want to let you know about that. Building, this wonderful building we're living in here today.
Oh, did you see the new leak?
Huh? So we've had some leaks. So we had a pretty good leak in the men's bathroom. If you could have,
There's one outside my office now too.
there's one. Okay, there's another leak there.
That
But
happened
the
over
main
the
leak was right outside this door right
Oh, that was
here,
bad.
and it was just pouring. I mean, pouring down the side of the wall. Had to keep mopping it up every hour, and we got a hold of John. What's John Carney? Cheney. Got a hold of John Cheney and his wife Diane, and they came, and you wouldn't believe the snow they pulled off that roof over there, and the ice was like this deep. And the only way they could get the ice off was just to salt it. And once they got the ice off and the snow removed, everything dried up. But it's a reoccurring event for this building. It's going to happen year after year after year after year, and sooner or later it's going to start rotting some of our internal infrastructure.
Yeah. And I had Jim Abdullah from AED come and, give me an assessment of what we can do to stop that. And basically the only thing that would stop it is to build out this roof so that it goes all the way to the end of the
And
building.
get too many peaks and valleys.
Because it's
Yeah.
just a trap right there. The way the wind blows, it just blows everything right into that spot. And, I said, well, what if I put solar panels up there and whatnot? And he goes, it might help, but there's no guarantee. The only guarantee is to build that roof all the way to the end.
That one's gonna have to be
So.
too, because now, like I said, it's leaking at that end now too.
Yeah. So I just want to give you an update on the leaks that we're still having in this building. It's ongoing, and especially with the cold we've had this year, the ice buildup is just crazy, absolutely crazy. Okay, on other, I do have a few things. So in your board packet, board members, you're gonna see two cost figures. And this is for the John Deere loader. So you're gonna see the one from United. This is for the head blade, for the bucket. And from United, it's, was $1,148.52. Mark did some good homework, actually, and called Taylor Reynolds, and they can get that head blade for $893.66. And that's an original blade on that loader, and it's been using a lot of work. It scrapes a lot of the highway sand and everything. So I'd like to go with the bid we got from Taylor Reynolds.
I'll move to accept the bid from Taylor Reynolds. I said, I'll move to accept the bid from Taylor Reynolds.
All right, so we have a motion from Debbie to accept the bid for $893.66. Can I get a second, please? Second by Jim, all in favor? Well, I'm thinking I'm sorry.
Actually, you're wrong. It's a roll
Yeah,
call.
we have to do a roll call on this one.
John,
Yeah, sorry.
He did this last meeting too.
All right, sorry. I'm just used to my old age being a president, that's all, sorry.
Any more
So go ahead,
discussion?
I'm gonna get back to you.
Okay, thanks. Any more discussion? Roll call, Jim,
Yes.
Jason, Deb,
Yes.
Mike,
Yeah.
Joey.
Yes.
Thank you.
You did this the whole last meeting.
Well, let me stay on the supervisory part of this,
Oh my
of
God.
this area. So, and I'll let Mark go more into detail about this, but, Mark wants to bring up for surplus, a 1984 Ford tractor. It's basically got a blown head gasket, and to repair it, just not worth it right now. 2011 International dump truck, 2018 14 foot box. This come off number 3, right?
Yeah,
Yep, and then a 2018 slide-in sander. So if you wanna give more detail on those, I'd appreciate it.
I can't, well, the box itself is a bull rock box. And to buy one of them brand new, you're looking at about 50 grand. The sander goes from 14 to 20 grand, brand new.
We need to surplus Pat's old truck too.
Oh, okay.
Made a motion on us before.
No, not for any of these, usually like.
I don't know if we surplus Pat's truck.
No, we haven't
That's
got.
the other thing, Joe. I wanted the chipper I was thinking about. That's what I couldn't remember this morning. The
Yeah.
wood chipper.
I thought we surplus that wood chipper.
I don't know if we ever did.
Yeah, I know it's out there. Cause that's dangerous.
But this 2018 slide-in sander is new, right, Mark?
Well, it's 2018.
But yeah, it came with the truck.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
enough?
No, that was in Rusty's old truck that we put in that box, didn't we?
No,
Sure.
that's brand new sander.
Or that's what they wanted.
Yeah,
Still.
that's what Rusty wanted. And
So there's money here that can come back to the town that's just sitting out there now under snow.
Mhm.
So it's really good that we try to get rid of this old stuff. So I'd like to just, put it in for surplus. I need a motion for that,
Yeah,
surplus.
I'll move that we surplus
Okay.
that stuff.
Put that box in that
Do me a
sander, should
favor.
almost go in an agricultural or heavy equipment.
Actually, Mark made that point, today, that we should, that those are two solid pieces of equipment. We should advertise them more out to the general contractor area and not go in the surplus area first, too. Yeah, that's a good point to make.
And I don't know if you've asked other towns too, because if there's another town that wants to buy it, we don't even have to advertise it.
Right.
'Cause
Right
you
now, we
go
can just
a
surplus
municipal to municipal,
I had,
but it's gotta be fair.
Skylar Falls
market
was
But I need a
thinking
list
about it.
of it tomorrow. I'm gonna put surplus all equipment as follows, and then we'll write it all, and then you guys can do it.
Okay, you got it. Thanks for keeping me straight there, Ben. I appreciate it.
Well, we can see that we have a one for every piece of equipment. So
Right.
I just,
Okay.
I don't think we'll have a hard time getting rid of the number 48 truck. I don't think that'll be an issue. I can make a few phone calls and,
Saranac, I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
well, I wasn't gonna go there, Dad, but since you did.
Okay, now, one other thing for other I have,
you have to.
this whole thing with the school board has got me, kinda
You
excited.
have a resolution for this.
So,
Wait,
I'm sorry,
let's finish the resolution.
Oh.
I made the motion.
okay, I need a second. Second by Jason, go ahead.
Any more discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay,
Okay.
do that.
With this whole thing with the bus stops, and then trying to think about how we get more participation from our town. I'm gonna try something out of the gate, a little different, for 2026, we'll see how it goes, but every other month, I'm gonna actually do a supervisory community outreach program. And what does that entail? Every other month, we can meet at the Legion, we can meet in Chateauguay. I'm gonna make myself available to have residents come and just chat and see what's on their mind. And just get some more understanding about how the residents feel about the town of Dannemora and go from there. So we're gonna give that a shot, see how it goes, and if I don't get any participation, a couple meetings, then I'll just fix it and just keep going where we're going. But, just let you know, I'm gonna do that, I'll probably start that next month. We get it advertised on our webpage and, see what we get for, participation. That's it for me in a new business. Anybody else on a new business? All good? Okay, let's move to, committee reports. I think, pretty much heard enough from me tonight. I think I'm good on anything there. I covered all I needed to cover, basically. I don't have anything on my other notes that are outgoing. Oh, I actually do have one more. We do have three generators that we need to understand just the amount of voltage that they're putting out is sufficient for what we need them for. And they really have not been serviced at all, so we have 3 generators that we're gonna take a look at. We do have an outfit that does that for us, BTR Inc. It's Bill's generator repair shop. So with Pat's, I give him Pat's contact. Pat's gonna lead it, and we're gonna get to the other 3 generators looked at and make sure that they're able to function when we need them to function. That's it for me. So let me go to Mr. Barber, you have anything?
No, nothing. We haven't already discussed.
All good? Jason, what do you got?
We had our EMS meeting, still kind of limbo on everything, I guess. Did you, look in the contract about that bill?
Yes, you know what, I did not put it into this session, so we need to pay that bill for those batteries. So that they're there, but I didn't put it here, so we'll get it for the next month.
Or did you have a chance to check the contract out or no?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't have a chance to do that, totally slipped my mind. But I'll make a note of that right now, on those batteries. So what he's talking about is that, they used one of our structures, and one of the structure's batteries, was, they're dead. They're just obsolete. And the batteries are for the structure to be power lift, which really you gotta have today, so you don't break anybody's back. But, there's a disagreement on the contract. We believe, the town believes that we should not have to pay for the batteries, and the cost was $1,096 for the batteries. We believe that we should have to pay for those batteries. The village is saying, yeah, that's equipment for the back of the rig. You need to pay for that. And so we're at odds about paying or not paying for it. And one of the action items that we walked away with is that we would look at the contract to see what it exactly says. And I dropped the ball on that one, and I'll pick it back up and see what it says. But our determination is that the village should pay for those batteries. So that's where we're at with that. Anything more you want to add to that?
No, just there's a lot of kind of bullcrap with it, like the stretcher technically is Dan Moore's stretcher, and they put it in our ambulance, which I was okay with that. Just, we had a meeting and the understanding was that we would take care of the maintenance of the ambulance itself, as like oil change, something happened with the motor, wear and tear, brakes, stuff like that, and like everything in the back of the ambulance, they're gonna be responsible for it. And then they send us a bill for this. So I was kind of mad about that, and then on the other note is that when they're in Lime Mountain, the district pays the fuel cost. Instead of them running down to the village to get fuel, I said, just fuel it up there, it's not a big deal. And the district hasn't had any issues with it, so I'm like, well, I could just have them send you a bill for that. You know, it's just a kind of a pissing match on petty stuff, but the other aspect is we're still trying to work on getting them to be like 50-50 with the whole town, and not just more for the village and less for the town.
And then the mayor threw out a little ditty that kind of upset, because me, Mike, and Jason went to that meeting. He said, well, we don't show you the other costs that we put into the ambulance. I can show you, what did he throw out, $100,000 cost of other costs that we don't charge you for.
Which I think is, that's why there's
Really?
really a chance to look at the contract.
Yeah.
The bad part about all this is we don't survive without them, they don't survive without us. But they aren't willing to budge, and it is my personal feeling, after going after the mayor as much as I dare to, 3 times, he is not gonna put someone in Lime Mountain. So you're looking basically.
Only the 2 days that we got now, Monday and Wednesday. And
Yeah.
to go with that, a lot of times they ain't there for the full.
Yeah, they do 12, they
They
do
are.
half a day and they're gone.
Well, they're supposed to be there from midnight, well, Monday morning, midnight until midnight. A
Yeah.
lot of times, well, it's convenient for shift change, so they park the rig up there, they shut the doors, and they go back there in the morning at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
They
So
throw
it's
a
like
bunch
you
of
don't really
numbers
get
at
the
you.
2 days that we're supposed to be getting either.
This position's done in April, so
Is it?
April or June?
April, I'm thinking April. What was the fire bill to April?
No, I think they, I think the election's probably in April, but they don't swap out until, is it this year that his election is up, or is it next year?
Yeah, he's ready to move out. They're going
I
south.
know they're moving away,
The mayor.
Aiken and,
I don't know if that's gonna resolve any issues anyways, cause
No, somebody else is gonna step up to.
they're all kinda hard-headed on it.
Well,
Very-
I mean,
It's just,
we can start reaching out to other EMS places that, I mean, I had talked to Foothills, when this all started, and at that time, they had just ramped up, but I'm sure still have a note somewhere.
I was gonna start
We just
calling,
tell them,
looking at
hey,
different
you're
things,
not the
they're
only, you know, they definitely wouldn't survive without us.
No, no.
I mean, we could, you know,
It's just crazy, cause they try to go off and when I call them, like, you can't predict like what's gonna happen next month. Like
No,
last month, we
it's-
had 19 ambulance calls in White Mountain.
when they're
That's
parked
wild.
in Danamora, when they're parked in the village, you see the ambulance go screaming through the Lime
And
Mountain.
it
and
does, I
then
mean,
the opposite
and
way.
it does suck because a lot of times when they're in Lime Mountain, Danmore gets pounded. When they're in Danmore, Lime Mountain gets pounded. The other day, we had back-to-back calls. I mean, it just, you can't predict it.
No.
But that's what they wanna do, but it's like, it's okay, it only takes 15 minutes to get from the village. And I'm like, well, it's okay, it only takes 15 minutes to get from Lime Mountain. What's the difference?
And they need to understand that they need to take the prison completely
Yeah,
out of
and
their
that's the
equation.
biggest thing.
Because that's their excuse is
The
that,
damn bowman.
and they're like,
They,
they're number 5
Yeah.
to
Oh,
be
no.
called
they always
to
like
do
to
something
say,
at the prison.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
they have.
Well, I think, and my biggest thing is a lot of people, they're in it for the wrong reasons, like money. Like, I don't give a shit about money, I want what's fair for all taxpayers. Everybody's paying the same, everybody should get the same service, so 50-50, right down the middle.
that's right.
That's what I think.
That's our stance.
The last I knew, the ambulance only went to the prison for staff. And with all the fentanyl and all the drugs being in, there's people getting, you know,
So that policy changed from years ago, so if for some reason, because we brought this up in the past, so if for some reason, CVPH has a contract for the inmates. If for some reason every CVPH ambulance is out, which has happened a couple times, Morrisville is the next line. If they're out, which has happened a couple times, Danmore gets called and they cannot refuse treatment. They have to go. It's a state law. So
But,
in the
you
event
know,
that it does happen, very, very rare, but that's how that goes.
well, and if our ambulance is out, then what do?
They get to the next available. It's just a mutual aid thing that goes down the pike, you know what I mean? So it's CVPH, then Morrisville, if they're out, and Danmore's sitting there, and they have to go get that in there. It's- they can't choose.
Which only at the supervisor's meeting for the county itself, makes more sense to, if you wanna bring me, I'll be glad to speak up. I'm good, arguer.
So anyway, that's what's going on, and like I said, more to come on that. But I think a lot of it is too, is that they have a pretty good EMS captain, but he's very, fragile when it comes to pressure.
Oh.
And there's no doubt the mayor has his thumb on him pretty good. No doubt about that at all.
There's gonna stun on everybody.
So, okay, Mike, you got anything to bring up for tonight?
So, I had a couple people, now that I'm getting out the house a little bit more, I don't know what year, I'm not even sure if Mark did it, but on Wilford King, there is multiple trees that have red X's on them. And they are slowly ending up in the road. This last time, I'm thinking that was later in the morning, the plow had already gone by. But up by Mary Jean Brennan's, a couple of these big monster dead trees end up in the road, and they're too big to move. Fortunately, Paul was one of them. I don't know Paul's last name offhand. Anyways, he went home, got his chainsaw, and they got it all out of the road, but, I don't know if you marked the trees or not. I
No,
don't
it
know.
wasn't me, I don't know who did it.
Probably NICEAG.
They've
Maybe a
been
Lions.
marked for a couple of years.
Oh my God, yeah, they've been marked for a few, but a bunch of them are falling. My neighbors, I just happened to notice the other day, the woodpecker has got stuff all over the top of the snow.
Yeah,
And that tree is like just begging to hit the power line.
that's why we haven't touched them. We don't want to touch
Yeah,
them.
no,
You know, and that's why he approached me, he said, I don't wanna lose power if I don't have to. If there's if the whole street is out, but if it's out just because this tree blew on the power line,
What do you call
he
it?
actually paid for a couple of trees to get cut because he didn't want to have that issue.
Yeah,
when the power goes off on that road, I hear it because it snaps on the pole right
Transformer.
outside our house. It's the breaker, when that thing goes off, it's like a gunshot. When those breakers come off and blow on those,
Yeah, I don't.
It sounds like a
I didn't
shock.
see who did the X's, but
no, they've been there a while.
they've been there, but a lot of those trees.
I know,
get
I've heard
crushed.
of
so much
Probably called
right
NICEAG, let
outside
them
your
know
house,
they
that
got some
thing's
dangerous
going.
trees, look closer at the power lines than that Wilford King.
Especially dead trees, and the wind has been true,
Oh, it's been terrible this year.
There's been numerous times
I'll take that, Mike.
that those trees have, coming down across the road.
Yeah, I'll take that, for sure.
You wouldn't think after all the winter there'd be any more of that fall, but there's still coming
Sometimes
back.
they fall without even the wind blowing it.
Right, they get so weak during the windstorm that they just tip over.
Yeah.
But anything else you got, Mike?
No, good.
Okay, I'll take that action item. Debbie, what do you got?
I do have something. I went to an AATV meeting today down in North Hudson. Just to refresh, AATV, Adirondack Association of Towns and Villages. Basically, we're an organization that represents the 101 towns and villages in the Adirondack Park. Basically a lobbying group. We put a legislative agenda before the legislature. Basically lobby all the people up in Albany to do things. And just to tell you what's on the agenda this year, cellular coverage, better cellular coverage. We not only tell them what we need, but what we think a solution could be. For example, we told them they need to have the EPA waive the height restrictions on towers so that they can build these damn things tall enough so that it actually reaches the residences. Support an amendment to allow for redevelopment of the closed correctional facilities. Not as big an issue here, but a real big issue down Gabriel's, Mariah Shot. And there's another one that's been.
They gave permission for Mariah to be sold, not Gabriel's.
They need, and what the issue is for those towns and counties that those are in, if it's forest land, then the state should be, and that's why they're not developing them, because the green people are saying, oh, that's forest land. You gotta, put it back into forest land. Well, if it's forest land, the state should be paying taxes on it, and those towns should be getting taxes. If it's a prison, no, the state doesn't. So that they're on both sides of the fence. They're saying, well, it's not a prison anymore, and so they're not paying taxes on it, but they're saying, oh, well, we can't sell it because it's forest land, and what the towns want, and what they would probably want up here, is allow these things to be sold to someone, because there's a lot of people who've been wanting to buy these properties, and the state's not allowing it because it's going back to forest land, but they're dragging their heels and no one's, so, the towns and counties down where those are losing $1 million in taxes, because the state is dragging their feet, so.
I just told the other day that they're paying somebody to keep, Mariah Shock, running.
Well,
They
that's
just
it,
shut it
they're
down.
keeping it,
It was heated.
they're keeping it heated, they're keeping it, well, they just shut the heat off there, and so they said, okay, if the state takes another 2 years to figure out what they're gonna do with it, how good is that gonna be by then? So that's a big issue that we're putting before them. EMS is a big one that we're putting before them. Basically recommending they need to, from the state, they need to force the counties to take accountability and responsibility for EMS and make it a county-wide program instead of hitting all these little small towns, because it's unaffordable for the small towns. Housing uses, housing challenges. That's not as big an issue up here as it is in other parts of the Adirondack Park. And then basically just putting across the idea that this is not just a fun park for all the rich people and all the people downstate to come up and have a vacation and go back home. This is our home. There are, 100,000 people living where you think, you come in and treat it like, like an amusement park and then go home. They need to be more balanced, and if you want us to be a vacation land, then you need to give us more state money. When all these grants come out, quit giving them only to Lake Placid and only to Lake George. You need to give them to the rest of the towns and villages in the Adirondack Park, so that we can all make things more accessible for visitors and that kind of thing. So
So they increased Orta's budget significantly.
Absolutely.
So in June, the Bloomingdale Elementary School is gonna shut down, and Orta is gonna purchase that building and all that property.
So, I mean, that's, you know, we say, oh, we give, you know, X number of millions of dollars to the Adirondack Park, but it's all going to Lake Placid and Lake George. It's not going anywhere else.
And then
So,
there's groups like in New Lake, I don't know who formed that group, but buddy, they are on that developer up there, like, stink on shit. And then call it protect the loons. It's really about land development.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
yeah,
It's not the loon at all.
Yeah.
So there are other groups working to, you know, and this is, the group, the AATV is basically a membership organization, nonpartisan of elected officials. I'm the only one in Clinton County. There's one in Franklin County. There's a total of 15 members from the different counties throughout the AATV, and throughout the Adirondack Park, so.
Good.
That's it.
Report, yeah.
Happy to be here.
Before you go to Mark, I just want you to know in your packets, there is a report from Danielle, the dog control officer. And also in your packet is the 2025 report from Shane, for the code enforcement officer, so you'll see that in your packet as well too. Mark, you got it?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank the board for approving cutting edge for the loader and new wing blade. Now our equipment can be back where it should be.
And, why don't you mention about the 2 bolts that we had to order too? I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah, that one on the timbering where the H-block hooks onto the tower, we had to get I ordered 2 bolts because,
They're about this long, by the way.
yeah, they're 2 foot.
Yeah, they're about this big.
And what that does is you tighten that down and the wing won't trip as easily as if you didn't have it on there. So we used both of them yesterday,
Is
so I
that
had to go.
adjustable or just once?
No, once you tighten it down, you're good to
It's
go.
got one specific trip pressure.
Yeah, so it happened to be in Malone and they had 2 down there since I used the 2 that we had. And I just picked them up for a spare, like $120, something like that. For the bolts and the rods.
The other thing, I gotta give credit to the guys in the shop, they're using the John Deere loader, they went up the road and moved the snowbanks in my mountain. And, I watched, John and Nate, the new one, right? Nate?
Yeah.
They fabricated mud flaps for the John Deere loader. Now, buying them online would have been a ton of money, and they had some really thick material, and they fabricated their own mud flaps, for the bucket loader, just to protect it more from the road grind. That's the kind of guys we got back there. They do a lot of homework themselves, and they care about their vehicles, and they're doing the best they can. And now we really got truck number 3 back up to pretty much a good running start. The only thing that truck 3 doesn't have, that the other 2 trucks have, the truck 3 does not have any fenders over the wheel wells.
No.
I don't know if it did. Come on, fenders, I don't even remember that. Did it? Yeah?
I think the old box I think it has fenders on the other box that we took off. I think it did. But we can put them back on.
Yeah, we probably should.
Yeah.
All right, anybody else have any questions for the board tonight? Y'all good? I wanna thank you once for coming, but we do unfortunately have to go in executive session, so I wanna thank you for coming and drive safely home.
I'll go into executive session.
Who's the second it? You? All in favor?
It's consecutive session, I think. Consecutive session. Later.
Mark?
You're yelling at me, are you?
Thanks for clearing that out.
Oh, yeah.
Nice to keep up.
Yeah.
How many highway guys do we have now? How many highway guys do we have now? We only have 3?
You guys not
You said we have 2 guys.
One quick.
Well, Jason left. Jason's not left.
He left a while ago. August. Remember he left last summer? He was hired in September. Take notes, please. Thank you. See you guys in the morning. I'll take them. Actually, they can stay there overnight. She can grab them in the morning.
It's like getting a good word every now and then.
Bye, Mark.
Yeah, we did a real big. See you later, Matt.
three, we found three in the book.
Joe, no, not Billy Joe, he retired on a regular one. We checked him out. I got the number. There was that one guy that.
What I gonna miss? Oh, I think now, the school board is on Wednesday, I see, we can do our meeting on Thursday. Probably should see if we- I got the, I wanted to do one because we had, county one, and we had, I don't want anybody to bitch at me for not having one, not to bid. And hopefully them meetings don't show up, because it ain't gonna be pretty if they say anything, because I'm gonna,
County?
no, fucking those, I'm gonna show up in the inspection, so I'm gonna lose my trip, because the way they did, the way they did it.
So, the best I could tell, and I don't know, I asked the guy for a printout, and I've been through the statements. And I just
Well,
don't,
for
for the check.
the work,
I do see a bunch of mistakes are because they're charging us $5 a month before you never subtracted them. Because we're under $2,500. So there's a bunch of those, but still I can't find $150 or $160. I don't know.
but you guys are gonna switch it off,
Yeah, Joe and I switched it up, yeah.
and I gotta ask Joey Thursday.
And it has to, just cause the last statement I got, I looked, but I didn't agree with the balance at all.
Yeah, I don't know, I've never seen it, so I don't know. We can look in a minute. School board is Wednesday, so can we do our Republican meeting Thursday?
Yeah.
Put it down for 6 o'clock. Thursday.
What do we gotta do with that?
I'd say just tell me.
I don't know, I'm gonna look again, I just.
Check again and then, bring it up on, Thursday, yeah, we got all the minutes